Hello, everybody. Just wanted to share a few thoughts. I wanted to say a few thoughts that I had today, but they're not thoughts I had today. They're thoughts I've had for a long time, but today I had a few quiet minutes and figured I'd put them down on video. So anyway, the name of this little episode will be called Remember Your Angel. Very nice. Remember your angel. 3 words. Okay? Anything good in life, you should be able to summarize it in 3 to 4 words. So like, make America great again. Make America great. 4 words. Remember your angel. 3 words. Life without humor is not funny, but I couldn't get that down any shorter, so that's what we got to live with. Anyhow, you got to focus. Fish, you got to focus. So what did I want to speak about? Oh, so anyway, somewhere else on the page, I'm going to put the text of this little talk because I started writing it down a couple of years ago and it's just not getting published for some reason. I just keep pushing it off. So anyhow, this is ad-libbed, okay? I mean, I'll put the text down somewhere on the page, but this talk is like ad-libbed, like I'm just looking at the camera. Which is a little bit eccentric, but when you get to my age, people expect you to be a little eccentric. Anyhow, I got to focus. Focus, fish, just focus a little bit. Anyhow, so the main thing that people I'm not in this industry. I'm not in any industry. I'm in the retirement industry. Fish, focus. Main theme in the self-help industry is where do you find strength? Okay, people all over the world, in books, through motivational speakers, everyone's looking for strength. How do I cope with my husband? How do I cope with my wife? How do I cope with my workplace? How do I cope with no money? How do I cope with, when you're younger, you got all other problems. Everyone's got problems, right? Everyone's trying to cope with something. That's just like the way of the world. That's why we have all of our treatment and psychologists and psychiatrists, and people just want to cope, okay? It's really simple. Now, what did I want to speak about? My favorite book always has been, and is, and I hope always will be, and this is no secret, I'm proud of this, the Book of Tanya. I've always loved it. I loved it from the minute I started till now. Now, anybody who's familiar with the Book of Tanya knows that there's a heck of a lot of concepts over there. And there's a heck of a lot of theories. And, it's deep, okay? And I'm not going to say anything deep right now. I'm not going to say anything you never heard before. You probably heard this 1,000 times. But I just want to put my spin on it. The fish's spin. The fish spin. I think fish swim. But now I'm putting a spin. So now fish spin. Focus, fish, focus. Okay, I gotta focus. So, with all those concepts and all of the philosophy of Tanya, Alter Rebbe starts it. The author starts the book with a story. Okay, it's really that's how it starts with a story. Now, it's a story that we can't verify. It's not a story like from this world. It's a story like before we're born. Okay? The entire philosophy is starting out with a story. Okay, let's take a look at the story. So then the story is this, and I'm just ad-libbing it. In the text, you could take a look at the text. So, before we're born, that's how we started off with this Remember Your Angel title. The baby's in the mother's womb, and they say it's the greatest place in the world in terms of experience. It's like he can see from one end of the world to the next, and the angel can is being taught the entire Torah, and there's a candle lit above its head, and has wisdom beyond imagination. And the elbows are bent, and the knees are bent up and the elbows are bent down, and it's folded like a writing pad. I don't know why that's the example. And it eats what the mother eats, and it breathes through its umbilical cord or what have you. It doesn't, the mouth is closed. What is closed there will eventually be opened. What is eventually, in other words, what's closed there is like the umbilical, whatever. And whatever is closed there will eventually be opened. Anyway, eventually, before the baby's born, an angel comes to each of us and says, okay, this is how your life is going to go. And this is the stuff you're going to have to overcome. And at that moment, the angel swears it in. Okay? I'll just say the Hebrew just to sound a little bit, official here. The fish wants to sound a little official. So the first line is, Mashvi meisei titzadik ve'al tirasha. Swears it in. Now, at that moment, the angel is swearing the soul in our souls and giving it the power to overcome all the stuff it's going to have to overcome in its lifetime. Okay. That's deep. And it's deep because if you look at all the other concepts there in the book and the whole philosophy, there's a lot of thoughts and a lot of, there's a lot of thoughts going on. But the author figured to start out the entire, I mean, that's like the basic book of everything. And he figured out to start it with that specific story. That you've got an angel, each of us, comes to each of us before any of us are born, all of us are born. And you specifically, you could be in London, you could be in Australia, you could be in Alaska, wherever you are. And that angel says, hey, this is how it's going to play out in your life. But where do you find strength? I found a lot of strength through martial arts. I found personally through a lot of things. But the angel says, wait a minute, let's go beyond all those strengths. Let's take a look at like your strength, you, personally you. It says, I'm giving you all the strengths. You're being sworn in right now, whatever you have to overcome, whatever you're going to have to do in your life, you've got it inside. I love that, man. I love that philosophy. So many times in the prison, I think you should think about it too, whoever you are. I think about it a lot. I mean, when I was in the prison, I hit rock bottom a lot of times. I had to dig deep 1,000,000 times because that was crazy. And in karate and in my martial arts and in life in general. Anyway, you got to dig deeper. That's not new. The Talmud didn't create that concept of digging deeper. We all know that. When the tough gets going, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We all know all those phrases. And that's okay. That's great. This is not a contradiction to those phrases. But what this is saying is that you specifically were sworn in. You got it before you even born. And that's why this is like, I'm not giving anyone any answers to any specific problems. All I'm saying is you need to take that and remember your angel. Next time stuff gets hard, remember your angel. That's the fish for today. Catch you next time.